Now that the plywood hull sides are glued together, I am starting to mark out the shape to cut out the hulls, and it starts with getting a reference for the water line. So what I did was I marked a line in pencil on one piece of plywood down at the end, and then I am using a laser level, and I've got that sitting over here. And the laser level, I mean, it's putting a line all the way up on my wall and ceiling, but the line I'm interested in is down here. So I lined this laser line up with the pencil line that I put in the far piece of plywood down there. And now I'm going to use the pencil to mark out the rest of the laser line going this way. And then that will serve as the reference for all of the other measurements in the hull sides. The bottom of the hull at the bow has a slight curve to it, so I measured from the waterline down to the points where the bottom of the hull should be, and I don't want to be nailing small nails into the wood right at this point, so I just taped on some scrap pieces of wood that have a nice curved edge to them. I taped them on here and then used a piece of this thin cutoff from earlier when we were building the build platform, and used this to hold it up against those blocks to get a nice curve, and then traced out this line along here that will gently curve from almost near the edge right there to when it gets right up towards the bow, it comes up to where it has a much more a greater distance from, or I should say a shorter distance from the water line to this point, so it curves up like that. So I'm going to continue this method of using this flexible batten and mark out all of the other lines for the hull. I clamped the edges of the marine plywood so that as I was cutting it out, the two pieces would not shift. And after drawing the lines, I cut it out with a jigsaw. So this is the stern, and it curves up a little bit here, and the bow is up here, and there's also a curve at the bow. This is a more of a gentle curve here. And I was saying earlier, I think in a previous video, that the bow curves in, and it does, but this curve that we're seeing here is not where the bow curves in. This is the keel, where the keel curves up. So the keel will curve up, and the bow side will curve in a bit also. The top of the hull side is here, and it is completely straight. And yeah, so this these two pieces, I need to put the lines in for the bulkheads a little bit more, and on both pieces, and on both sides probably also. So these lines that are a bit faint right now, where a bulkhead will go, I need to transfer those to both sides and make them a little darker, and then I will put epoxy on both sides of these to waterproof it. So that will be the next step. Alright, that's all for this video. Bye.